If you found this video, and it has found you because it goes both ways, I trust that there is something here for you in alignment with your highest and greatest good, health, truth, and in the frequency of love. I have had people asking through comments on videos or shorts that I've posted here on YouTube how to exactly discern whether or not they are in fact a starseed. And this is why this video is being created. One of the reasons anyway, which is a big reason. So without further ado, let's get into it. How to know you're a starseed, the definitive guide. We're going to start this message by me inviting you to tune in to your intuition, to the portal of your heart, your inner knowing, to your discernment, and to whatever you feel resonates for you coming through this message. And I'm also going to preface this video with a disclaimer that calling yourself a starseed does not mean that you are superior to or better than anyone in any way, shape, or form. I'm making that absolutely clear here because there is a bit of a narrative online when you look up the term starseed, where people have used this in the past to really drive in concepts of division and separation consciousness. If you are perhaps interested in me doing a video on the misconceptions around starseeds, please leave that in the comment section below. And on that note, we're going to start by looking at the etymology of the word starseed. Where does this word come from, first and foremost? How, very quickly, it's been misinterpreted, misaligned very clearly. My guide's really coming through to talk to that, especially one of my main guides here, Commander Ashtar or Ashtar, which, funny enough, through this particular experience, we really were looking at the etymology of his name. That's a whole other topic if you're interested in that. The origin of the term starseed, when you plug that into a search engine online, you get the name Brad Steger come up, who was an author, wrote sci-fi books, and has also been dubbed a ufologist. He wrote a book. It was published in 1976 called Gods of Aquarius, and in that book, look at that, the candle just went out. Isn't that interesting? I cut the video for a second so I could tend to that, and it lit up again. So Spirit is like, just leave that, because that's a message loud and clear as we get into this topic. Very, very interesting. Anytime candles go out or something happens with the flame, Spirit is essentially giving me the message to really pay attention, to really emphasize something. Interesting that we're talking about the term here, starseed. When you look it up online, again, it is attributed to this man, Brad Steger, who wrote a book, Gods of Aquarius. It was published in 1976. And in that book, he refers to star people. But nowhere does he actually use the term starseed. And he defines star people as humans that came from a special gene pool linked to visits by extraterrestrials. This is not what a starseed is. So we're going to start by just addressing that, and the candle wants to address that as well. And I have a new fresh candle here, so I'm going to very fittingly light it in honor of exactly what we're talking about here, okay? So, moving on, let's take a look at the actual etymology of the term starseed. This candle representing the light that is within each and every one of us as souls, and very much connected to this term as well. So the word star It comes from the Proto-Indo-European word. This is what we know based on my research. Hester, which means to burn. It's all coming together now, okay? All coming together now. So this is also the source of the word ash and very much connected to the name Ashtar, who is a guide that I work with that is always comes in when we're talking about galactic and cosmic knowledge, especially when we're dealing with the energies of starseeds. And maybe that is a synchronicity for some of you as well. Maybe you are connected in some way to this particular energy, this particular being, Commander Ashtar. Okay. So we've got Hes, okay? Hes, Esther. The first part, Hes, meaning to burn. And the second part, ter, which is denotes an action, okay? That is an adjective suffix. It's like that last part of a word that denotes a function, okay? And then we also have derivatives of that, right? In all sorts of different languages, groups of words. Like in Greek, we get the word aster, or in Greek, the word for star is asteri, asteri. In Latin, we have stella. That's where we get the word stellar from. In German, it's stern. Is this somehow connected as well to the stern of a ship, right? And the direction that we're going in, connected to the North Star? If anybody knows that, that's the ping that I got for that. And then we get words like asterisk in English, asteroid. We get astral, we get constellation, and even the name Esther attributed to that. In Sanskrit, we have the word Tara. In Persian, it's Setare. In Hindi, Tara again. So the meaning of this word denotes something that burns or glows, reflecting the luminous nature of stars in the night sky. Emphasis here on something that burns or glows and luminous, because light essentially is consciousness. So this is very much what the word star in Starseed is connected to, but it's also very specifically connected to something that is beyond Earth, something that is cosmic or galactic. Now the word seed, that comes from the Old English word sed or said, that which may be sown, or an individual grain of seed, from the Proto-Germanic sedis and the Proto-Indo-European root se, meaning to sow. The act of sowing something, the act of seeding something. And what my guides have shown me, Commander Ashtar really emphasizing this, is that is to be treated as a verb. Star seed. You are seeding in a sense, light and light consciousness. You are seeding the ideas and the wisdom and the consciousness that is galactic or cosmic. That is a very simple way to put it. And he went one step further and gave me this: a soul who is here to seed light, consciousness from the unity perspective, what we understand as Christ consciousness or oneness, this cosmic understanding, wisdom, or knowledge. That is a starseed soul. Now, with that comes certain definitive traits. Now, these can be sort of basic. If we were to take like a one-on-one look at what are the definitive traits, what are some of the attributes of a starseed soul, I've got 6 here that you can look at, see what resonates and what pings for you. These are definitive traits, is how they have been presented to me. Starting with the first one, which is connected to this idea of being here on Earth on some kind of a mission, having some kind of a purpose, and specifically connected to some form of expansion of consciousness, an expansion of an understanding as to why we are here, what our purpose is here on Earth. That can look different for different souls, for many different people. Connected to this is this idea that you volunteered to come in. So there's going to be a kind of understanding here as a soul that you chose to come in. You chose to be here, and that choosing was connected to something galactic or cosmic. It was connected to something that was off planet. This is a big part of it. Some of the work of Dolores Cannon really resonates with this as well. Okay. So again, look at that. Always be discerning with what you're reading and see what pings for you. The second trait is some kind of an awakening. And when I say awakening here, I mean awareness. Awakenings can be, again, very different for different people. Sometimes we have a gradual waking up process where we just open up step by step, more and more to the ideas that we are exploring as a starseed soul here on Earth, these ideas of consciousness. Sometimes it can be a full-on awakening. Some people experience Kundalini awakenings. Sometimes it's just a massive aha moment, like a lightning bolt, boom, right to your crown chakra, right? It can happen through meditation. It can happen through the practice of meditation. It can happen through simply tapping into your Akashic records. It can happen through readings, through obviously readings with a trusted source, someone who you really resonate with, someone who is speaking from the truth, and through love. It can also happen through dreams. And a lot of that dream kind of energy can also happen gradually as well over time. The third trait is having inherent, intuitive, psychic abilities that can range in terms of what that looks like for every individual, whether it is the classic clairs in that respect, clairvoyance, being able to see things. Okay. Clairvoyance is also dreams as well, by the way. Seeing things through dreams, having those abilities. They could also be claircognizance, just knowing things intuitively, just knowing what's up. Clairaudience. Okay. These are some of the main ones. Being able to hear certain things. Okay. We've also got clairsentience, which is a huge one, especially for empath starseeds. And again, empaths, lightworkers, healers, starseeds, they all overlap. There's a huge overlap with that. That could be a whole other video, especially the differences between lightworkers and starseeds and this whole kind of thing, thinking we got to choose one or the other. It's not just about that. Okay. If you're interested in that, leave a comment below. We could do a video on that as well. Okay. There's clairgustance, like taste. Okay. There's the clairolfactory kind of, all of these heightened senses, heightened awareness, heightened sensitivity to energies, okay? And this connection essentially to the other side, right? To beyond the veil, to source. This can also translate with just an inherent understanding in certain modalities, like working with crystals, working with certain occult sciences, working with astrology. Astrology is a huge one, okay? This could also look like just always being attuned to certain philosophies around consciousness, epistemology, cosmic exploration in that respect, being also inherently attuned to healing modalities, energy healing. You get the drill, right? Any kind of spiritual language, which is going to lead me into the next trait, which is a simple understanding, a very inherent understanding around the language of spirituality, energy, and it being in everything, which is pretty much straightforward. There's not much to elaborate on that. This is just knowing certain things and concepts, even though you don't know how you know them, especially when we're talking in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay. Nikola Tesla, Starseed. So energy, frequency, vibration, just understanding those concepts, understanding very inherently concepts around dimensions, frequencies, how energy works, how energy moves through the body. Terminology, certain terminology, just really getting that, like the word lightworker, for example, or starseed for that matter, just this pinging for you in some way. The fifth trait is a fascination with everything cosmic, everything galactic, everything connected to the cosmos, the galaxies, the galaxy that we are in. A fascination with these things, a proclivity to this, a tendency, a leaning, and a connection towards these things. And this can look different again for different people. Sometimes this means you actually go into that course of study. You want to study the cosmos. You want to study the galaxies. This could also be a proclivity to the simple aesthetic, the beauty of the stars, the cosmos, the planets, surrounding yourself with that, drawing stars like crazy, being drawn to stars, okay, being drawn to planets. It really, I know it can be like a cliche for some people, but it's really not. It's not. Like starseed souls look up at the stars and feel that that is home. They feel a connection to that it's just it's a very strong feeling and inner knowing within them. And that is always connected to the fact that they are more connected energetically to galactic energies, cosmic energies, and a star family, right? Some kind of group that essentially they're working with. And this also goes back to the mission, working with some kind of council or some sort of emissaries in general. All right. And the final trait is an inherent understanding of the unity perspective, of oneness. Some refer to this as the law of one. Take whatever resonates here. It's essentially an inherent understanding that as souls, we all come and have come from the same source, creation, the love frequency, and this is very much connected to Christ consciousness. Understanding that it is about unity and coming back to oneness, and understanding that we all come from the same place as souls. That, for example, religions are all sort of talking about the same thing, just in different ways. And really keeping that top of mind as a starseed, very oriented, coming from that perspective. I'm going to end that message here. I hope that this has helped you in some way. Please leave any feedback, any pings, any synchronicities, any resonance that you might have to what has come through this video, this portal of a video, as I always like to say, in the comments section below. If you are interested in working with me in understanding much more deeply your soul purpose, your gifts as a starseed here on Earth, all that information is in the description box below. Any kind of interest perhaps in exploring misconceptions around starseeds, mission work, all of that, leave that in the comments section. I invite you to do that. I also invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Especially share this video if there's someone that you feel intuitively this could really resonate for them, or perhaps clear certain things up for them, because there's a lot in the soup. There's a lot in the soup out there. All right. I thank you for being here. Thanking Spirit, thanking Source, thanking my guides for being here with us in this space. I am sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Mama Gaia, in love and liberation always.